On the show today, a new commissioner of police is in charge.
I'm here to serve, and I'm here to lead.
Plus, construction of the Rio Cobre water treatment plant gets off to a start.
When the project is complete, we can expect improved water supply and reliability for St. Catherine and the KSA areas.
There are also details of how the government is managing its debt through local currency issuance. You are in for an engaging and informative program. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay with us.
Have you heard? Starting April 1, 2024, the JUTC fares will drop by 50%. And here's your key. To enjoy these savings, you'll need the JUTC Smarter Card. The JUTC fares come April 1, 2024 will be as follows. Regular fare, $50, children's fare, $20, and the fare for pensioners, $25. But wait, there's more. New and existing cardholders will benefit from an additional 3 free rides. Ready to hop on board? Swing by the Halfway Tree Transport Center, JUTC's downtown hub, or the Greater Portmore office to obtain or replace your Smarter Card. Just bring your ID, birth certificate, and the cash to load onto your Smarter Card. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Sign up today and secure your Smarter Card.
Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe and this is your JIS News for Thursday, March 21, 2024. The Joint Select Committee of Parliament, appointed to conduct a statutory review and report on the Domestic Violence Act, had its first meeting at Gordon House on Wednesday. In her opening remarks, Chairperson of the committee and Minister of Gender, Olivia Grange, says the group stands united and resolute in its task of comprehensively reviewing the critical piece of legislation.
We have a plan going forward. Have our report ready in July that we will meet every 2 weeks, that we will look at submissions made previously, invite those presenters to come back, and we will also publicize the work of the JSC so that other persons can come and make presentations. And we will use diverse media platforms.
This full review of the Domestic Violence Act follows the passage of amendments that came into effect in January of this year. Among other things, those amendments allow the court to issue protection orders and impose a penalty of up to $1 million and a sentence of up to 1 year in prison for breaching a protection order.
The amendments are indicative of the unwavering commitment of the government of Jamaica to tackle head-on the vexed issue of domestic violence and, by extension, all forms of gender-based violence within our society.
Minister Grange says the committee's task is to further that work. In addition to Minister Grange, the committee is comprised of members of Parliament, Marlene Malahou-Fort, Dwight Sibleys, Tamika Davis, Dr. Michelle Charles, Denise Daly, and Dr. Angela Brown-Burke. They are joined by Senators Kamina Johnson-Smith, Cavan Gale, Abka Fitz-Henley, Sophia Longmore, Donna Scott-Motley, and Sophia Fraser-Binns. Members of the public are invited to make their submissions to the committee by April 30, 2024. Meanwhile, amendments to the Dangerous Drugs Cannabis Licensing Interim Regulations are being finalized. The regulations will govern the licensing regime for the cultivation, harvesting, processing, or manufacturing, transporting, and retailing of ganja. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Senator Auburn Hill, gave an update during the recent meetings of the Standing Finance Committee of Parliament.
The legislation is at OPC and should be completed soon because we're making adjustment. I have announced that we're going to waive fees in what we're proposing here for the first 2 years.
He says the impending implementation of the regulations will pave the way for the Cannabis Licensing Authority to begin the issuance of licenses, permits, and authorizations.
We're trying to make sure we build the market here locally as much as we can. We also reduce the requirements for small people who are under 2 acres to make sure it's easy. We're doing all that we can within the borders of Jamaica.
The regulations are being finalized to give impact to the Cultivators Transitional Special Permit, the Community Special Permit, and the Alternative Development Program, ADP. There has been an uptick in domestic Irish potato production. Agriculture Minister Floyd Green gave that welcoming news during a recent visit of potato and hot pepper farms in Hindstown, St. Anne. The minister says he is impressed with the farmers' production levels so far this year.
We have seen some record productivity metrics. Farmers are actually surpassing our national averages and even surpassing in some instances world averages for production of Irish potato per hectare. Our farmers appear to have put in a lot of work along with the RADA team, and I want to commend RADA, and we are seeing an uptick in Irish production for 2024.
Minister Green points out that Irish potato production faced some problems last year due to drought. To address this, the Agriculture Ministry has been working to ensure the installation of water catchment facilities so farmers can harvest rainwater for use during the dry season. The government is partnering with the bauxite companies to conduct a study of their properties to determine the availability of water wells in the southeast St. Anne area. Last Friday, Minister with responsibility for water, Senator Matthew Samuda, toured sections of the parish to address the issue of water scarcity in the area. He was accompanied by representatives of the National Water Commission, the Water Resources Authority, and Rural Water Supply. Minister Samuda says the plans for the area will be looked at in the short, medium, and long term to ensure that the investment program gives the largest impact.
The very nature of this constituency and this area is that pumping cost is going to be very expensive. So we need to get as close to source as is possible. So we'll commission that study. There are some that we are aware of, and we will ensure that we are able to access the productive wells. But we'll do the studies and ensure that NWC has the information and can apply for the necessary licenses.
The minister also announced that pipework would commence soon to connect Higgintown to Claremont in the parish. And finally, Jamaica's position as a leader in tourism resilience building has been further bolstered following the announcement that UN Tourism has forged a major partnership with the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center. It is being rebranded as the Global Tourism Resilience Center. UN Tourism will also continue to partner with Destination Jamaica in hosting the Global Tourism Resilience Day Conference moving forward.
Now we will be establishing the center as a global entity and in partnership with the UN Tourism.
So this center will be the place, brain, university, think tank, call it however you want, which will give first the right communication to the countries or member states.
We will be announcing the establishment of a Caribbean Tourism Academy, which the UN is going to work with us on as part of their global network.
The Caribbean Tourism Academy will pattern others located in Saudi Arabia, Spain, Switzerland, and Uzbekistan. The developments were announced during the second staging of the Global Tourism Conference held recently in Montego Bay. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.
Water is precious. So we encourage everyone to practice the 4 R's of water conservation. Always remember to reduce your use of water wherever possible. Replace water wasting devices with water savings devices. Reuse water wherever possible. And wherever leaks are found, please repair them and repair them quickly.
Don't delay. Practice the 4 R's of water conservation today.
Building resilience in our water resources is among the top priorities of the government. A checkbox on the agenda that has been marked is the Rio Cobra treatment plant. Ground broke last week for construction, and we'll share some of the features and the capacity of this state-of-the-art facility that will come on stream in the next 2 years.
Today is a great day as we gather to break ground for this significant project, the Rio Cobra water supply system upgrade. The project involves the design, build, finance, operate, maintain, and transfer of a 15 million imperial gallons daily water treatment plant. And the scope of the works entails the construction of an intake system inclusive of lift pumps, duty and backup pumps, the construction of a conveyance pipeline from river to treatment plant site, the construction of a 15 million gallon capacity treatment plant, and the interconnections to the NWC's distribution network. When the project is complete, we can expect improved water supply and reliability for St. Catherine and the KSA areas, better resilience in the water sector during periods of drought, and improved water supply to facilitate our continued development in the business and residential sectors.
The National Water Commission is constantly seeking new ways to improve and expand its services to the people of Jamaica. And while this project has been long in coming, maybe too long, this public-private partnership arrangement is making this possible and creating the mechanism and the infrastructure for this to go smoothly.
As this project, we've developed it under a unique approach. It's never been done in Jamaica before, whereby the private sector, represented by our partners, Panjam Group, APLI, and along with local and international financing institutions, Sagicor, IDB Invest, and Proparco, have pulled together their resources to finance the design and construction of a potable water treatment plant. The nature of this project, PPP, demonstrates a very close collaboration between public and private sector, whereby each party is assigned the risk it's best able to manage. So I really want to express my gratitude to both private and public shareholders for their continued support and joint collaboration in the development of this project. We believe that this project should be the cornerstone of a new economic model in Jamaica, whereby the government and the private sector, they work hand in hand in developing the country's infrastructure.
The construction of this project is estimated to be completed within 2 years, followed by a 23-year period of operation by the private partners, after which ownership of the plant will be transferred to the NWC. The PPP arrangement may also be renewed for an additional 5 years after the expiration of the initial 23 years. This plant will be the second largest in Jamaica. The project is expected to positively impact over 150,000 NWC customers in the Kingston and St. Andrew metropolitan area, in Portmore, the new parish, and Spanish Town. So if you took all the areas that will benefit, the overall number of beneficiaries would be about 600,000 Jamaicans by this project.
When completed and delivering water to the NWC network will contribute significantly to NWC's achieving its three of the four strategic objectives, and they are improving coverage, revenue and cash flow, increasing operational efficiency, and improving customer service.
This project is therefore one of many solutions being implemented across our island.
Public light passenger vehicle operators and commercial carriers. Renew your road license online. It's as easy as 1-2 click. Visit the Transport Authority website at www.ta.org.jm. Choose your license type and click Apply Now. Sign in or create an account with your email address and complete the application process, uploading all relevant documents. Make payment using a debit or credit card. Once your application is approved, the Transport Authority will email you to collect your sticker. Pick up your sticker in office or utilize our courier service. Once the sticker is collected, your digital road license will be emailed to you. For more information, call the Transport Authority toll-free at 888-991-5687.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force is under the new leadership of Dr. Kevin Blake, a police officer with vast experience and knowledge of the field. He gave his commitment to the task during the change of command ceremony earlier this week.
So here you have your rank and insignia that gives you the authority over the men and women of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Exercise that authority with wisdom, with tenacity, but also with compassion. There's also the cane, which is also a symbol of the authority. Actually says Commissioner of Police on it. This is also a symbol of that authority. Wisdom, tenacity, and compassion. So here is the pen. This is a fountain pen that I am passing to you. Just remember that there is a unique ink that the Commissioner of Police uses. But the point is that you can see when the Commissioner has signed anything and that the Commissioner's signature can change lives. So be considered in what you do and what you say. And finally, you hang this up in front because this is what we stand on. The rule of law, respect for all, and force for good. You hang this in your office, look at it every day, and I guarantee you, you'll be guided at the times when something comes up, as it inevitably does, that you were never trained for. Let it be your guide.
I rise to be the Commissioner of Police, the Chief Constable for all Jamaicans, mindful of the weight of this office and what it requires of me. I am prepared and I am ready to bring the best of my intellect, my training, my personal discipline and emotional intelligence to lead this Jamaica Constabulary Force to be the next best edition of itself. Under my watch, unprecedented programs will be launched to win the hearts and minds of communities across Jamaica, to restore the JCF as the rightful legal guardians of Jamaica, providing trusted and reliable security services. My colleagues, as your commissioner, rest assured I have your back. As you labor around the clock on the front lines and in the back office support and administration, you can count on me to do everything in my power to ensure that you have the resources and training to execute the mission. And believe me when I say that, I have been well taught. And my expectation, Minister, that we will continue to receive the resources required to do the most difficult job in Jamaica.
I want to particularly welcome Dr. Kevin Blake, who will now take the responsibility of guiding the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and the government commits to give whatever support is required to the entire police force.
I saw one of my jobs on coming here to make sure that my successor comes from within the JCF. when we carried the 4 names of our deputy commissioners to the Police Service Commission, they had work to do. They had options. And that is a good place to be when you're seeking to change command. And long may it be so.
I bring to this job integrity of heart and skillful hands. I am a servant of laws and Constitution of Jamaica. I will not shrink back in doing what is right for the people of Jamaica. And I have the utmost confidence in the men and women of the JCF who share my heart and determination. In these exciting and momentous times for the JCF, I know my men and women will acquit themselves well. I'm also looking forward to continue receiving the brightest and the best to join our numbers. The JCF is a great place to serve and to build a career. I'm here to partner with every stakeholder, chief of which are citizens of Jamaica, in the interest of the national security of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, I am present and I'm on time. I'm here to serve and I'm here to lead.
One of the problems that occurred in the past was the delay, significant delay in the issuing of warrants for persons who did not pay at the tax office and did not attend the court. And so what happened there was that a culture of impunity had developed, where persons felt that when they received a ticket from the police, they could simply ignore it. So where we are now is that we are now current with the issuing of warrants in respect of the current cases. So what that means is that for persons who do not pay at the tax office, don't attend the court, the warrants are being issued and will be issued, and you will be arrested and brought before the court. If you do not wish to come to court, then go to the tax office. Also, you have the option of contesting it. So you don't pay at the tax office, but you must turn up at court on the date and time stated in the summons. Failing that, a warrant will be issued and you will be brought before the court.
As the government continues to implement sound fiscal policy, it has been able to issue the country's first ever Jamaican dollar currency debt instrument on the international capital market. This means the government can now borrow and pay its debt in our local currency.
It was in 2019 that I publicly stated that Jamaica will launch its first local currency bond internationally within 5 years. And I'm particularly pleased that November 2023, prior to the expiry date of that commitment, the government of Jamaica issued its first ever Jamaican dollar currency denominated instrument in international capital markets. Never been done before in 62 years. Promise made, Madam Speaker, and promise kept. What this means is that international investors from all over the world, London and Zurich, Frankfurt and New York, Boston and Los Angeles, took Jamaican dollar exposure to lend to the government to the tune of $46 billion. This would have been unimaginable 5 years ago, and the development represents a substantial policy dividend emanating from an improved macro environment, deepening monetary policy transparency, and the institutional mechanisms to pursue and maintain stable inflation. The ability to tap overseas investors for Jamaican dollar financing broadens and deepens and diversifies government's funding sources, while providing an opportunity over time of altering the currency mix in the national debt. The more of our national debt that's in Jamaican dollars is the stronger Jamaica will become, and the more we'll be able to benefit the people. Today, the foreign component of our debt is 62%. Our goal is to get it to 50% within a reasonable period of time. It will take time, but we have to have ambition. Our goal is to reduce it to 50%.
Hey there! So I recently came across a post from the World Health Organization, and I'm just here assuming that, like me, you're also looking for ways to take care of yourself, right? Well, let's hope so. The post read, 1 in 2 young people is at risk of hearing loss. So here goes. This is what I learned about safe listening habits. How do you even know when noise is damaging your hearing? There are easy tells, and most likely you've experienced one, if not all. You have to raise your voice to talk to other people. You cannot hear what people nearby are saying. It hurts your ears. You have ringing hearing after. Did you hear that? Okay, back to what I was saying. If you have ringing in your ears or muffled hearing afterwards, the noise is quite possibly loud enough to damage your hearing. So, what can you do? Keep the volume down. Do not listen to music at more than 60% of the maximum volume. Do not use earphones or headphones for more than an hour at a time. Take a break for at least 5 minutes every hour. Use earplugs in noisy places. Also, if you're in a noisy environment, try to take a break every 15 minutes. Give your hearing about 18 hours to recover after exposure to lots of loud noise. Limit time spent on loud activities. Monitor sound levels using mobile apps. And finally, check your hearing regularly. We oftentimes drown our listening habits in the noise and the vibe, but as you just learned, it takes very little to take care of our hearing health. And that's it. Easy, simple, and done. Happy hearing.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll bring another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via X at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.